Hey there, I am Connie Fuchsa with Foote Title Group, coming to you live in the middle of the crazy storm. Don't judge the hair. You know, we talk about having bad hair days. Well, I just got caught in the rain, so put a little comb through it and hopefully it's not too crazy. I'm coming to you live today because I wanted to talk to you just for a minute. We've talked before about solar panels and how they affect the ownership of your home. So I was talking to a business friend today, and we were talking a lot about the solar panel phenomenon and how it's affecting real estate. And I thought maybe I would share again some of my thoughts and tips and information that we've learned and dealt with over the past month or so with respect to the solar panels. So if you're tuning in, please check in and say hey, so I can see who's checking in, excuse me, and see where you're coming from. Also, if you have any questions, please ask. You can message me privately if you'd rather, but I'd really like to talk to you and catch up, and try to help answer all your questions. So with respect to solar panels, in certain areas of the country, they are just taking storm. People are starting to get them on their home because the solar companies are allowing you to put them on your home basically for free. And you sign a lease agreement with them, and typically the ones that we've seen have been about 20 years long. So with the lease agreement, what you do is you pay for the amount of solar that you actually produce, and then that way you actually use less energy from the energy company, and so your payment is to the solar company for only the energy that you produce on your home, and that traditionally is a whole lot less than using the electric. So sorry for the squiggling around with the camera. My stand actually is in a different area, and I have to use a different selfie stick to try to do this for you today, so it's got a little shake and I apologize. So again, if you're checking in, if you're on, please check in with me. Hey Pam, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. So, okay, so we're talking about solar panels, and we're talking about how great they are because they actually reduce your energy cost. As I said, the solar companies are offering them to put them on your house for free, and that's wonderful, except the problem with it is they have you sign a lease agreement, which really isn't a problem. It's for 20 years, but you've got solar panels on your home that if you go to sell your home in that 20 years, that lease agreement is actually recorded against your property. It's called a UCC financing statement, and that financing statement is an actual recorded document, secured instrument against your property. Well, what does that mean? Well, in the state of Maryland, and in many states, the rule is whoever gets on record first is actually in first position if for some reason you stop making your payments and the lender needed to foreclose. Hey Emily, thanks so much for tuning in. How are you? If the lender needed to foreclose because they needed to recuperate that loan, then they want to be in first place. And they want to be in first place because that home is probably going to be sold at a little bit of a discount, and they want to recuperate as much, if not all of the loan if they can. Hey Gerald, how are you? Thanks so much for tuning in. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying Cape Cod. Or excuse me, enjoying Maine. I apologize. Looks like it's a great time up there. So what that means is if there's a secured instrument on the property, the solar company is recorded, and the new buyer gets a mortgage, and their mortgage is going to be recorded against the property, then it's going to be in second place because that financing statement is already recorded. Well, that new lender doesn't want to be in second place. That's never going to happen. They're not going to be happy about it. So what we do is insure the title and insure that lender that they won't have any problem with their loan. Nothing could interfere with them being in first place. So what needs to happen is that solar company needs to release that financing statement, and then they can re-record it after our deed and mortgage are recorded, or they can also agree to subordinate, which means agree to go into second place behind that mortgage. There's also some other things that you need to think about. If you're buying a home that has solar panels on it, do you want to take over that agreement? Because the solar company is going to require a transfer agreement be signed, and you take over that agreement and take over that responsibility to repay it. And if you don't repay it, that is a secured instrument against the property. So they could actually bring legal proceedings because they've secured that against the property, so they can recuperate any costs that they are out. Now, if you're buying a property that has solar panels and you decide not to, the solar company will take those panels off traditionally if you don't agree to the transfer. Now, of course, their hope is you agree to the transfer because solar is a great energy source and it's a great way to do this. It's just I bring these things up not as though there are problems with buying a property with solar. Absolutely not the case. You just need to know what you're getting into. And for realtors who are just starting to experience and deal with this, also to help them understand what kind of questions to ask and what kind of things may be going on and what things they may encounter because, you know, as a title company, what's going to happen is we're going to get this title search and see this financing statement and say, wait, that's all fine that it's there and it's a great program, but we need to address that. So we're going to require some things be done. Either that loan agree to go in second place by signing a subordination agreement or releasing that loan or that financing statement, excuse me, and then resecuring it once we record our documents. So just some information so you're aware of what's going on and so you know the right questions to ask. Because like I said, as realtors, as purchasers, as sellers, these are some things that are going to come up and you need to be aware so you know how to answer questions and deal with them. So again, sorry for the crazy bad hair, really bad storm. Tried to run in the house today to get on live with you to get some information, and I got soaked. So, so it definitely was a perfectly good hair day until I got caught in the storm. So, Emily, how we keep talking about bad hair days, this is definitely one of those issues. So, bear with and please don't judge. So I hope you guys are having a great evening. And if you have any questions afterwards, please message me, let me know. As often as you can. I apologize. I forgot to put the do not disturb in. I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Have a great evening. Stay dry and stay safe in the storm.